Welcome to the PearsonAccess Test Administrator Overview. I hope this video provides a helpful look into the PearsonAccess website. As a test administrator, you will be responsible for logging into PearsonAccess, finding the test sessions you will be administering, and managing your students during testing. For demonstration purposes, we'll be logging into the training site. However, it functions the same way and looks identical to the live site, except for a small color theme difference that I'll point out when we get there. Before we get to the PearsonAccess website, let's talk about accounts. Principals provided a list of every test administrator for their buildings, and accounts have been created for those people. An email has been sent to you with an account activation link. Please click the link and follow the account setup steps at your earliest convenience. You will have received two emails, one for the training site and one for the live site. They operate independently of each other, so both accounts will need to be activated. To find your email, search your mail for Park Pearson Access, and you should be able to find the account emails. Now let's get to the website. The web address for PearsonAccess is www.PearsonAccess.com. Here, you'll notice that there's a drop-down menu. For trial tests, please select Training from the drop-down menu. For the live tests, please select Rhode Island. Now here's the color difference between the training site and the live site. Here is the live site. We notice that the bar across the top is a dark black color, and the web address has our state identifier in it. For the training site, the top bar is brown, and the web address indicates that it is a training site. Over on the right-hand side is where you would sign in. Also, if you forgot your username, if you forgot your password, or you couldn't find that account creation email I talked about earlier, you could use those tools to recover that kind of information. But right now I'm going to sign in with a BHS teacher account. For demonstration purposes, I created this account so everyone could see what a typical teacher would see in the site. Now that we've logged into PearsonAccess, let's take a look at the interface. The PearsonAccess interface is broken up into a couple of different sections. The first section is a top row that allows you to select which park operational test you are administering, your school information. If your account belongs to multiple schools, you would select your school here. And the little account icon allows you to set profile information, update your password, as well as see which organizations your account belongs to and which roles your account has. These four small buttons are shortcuts to common tasks, and these actually are the same as this large action row here. These buttons, or these drop-down menus, allow you to select certain tasks as well. They do the same things, and you have the same options under these small buttons or these large drop-down menus. The support button allows you to track support requests, as well as provides a link to documentation for Pearson. Now let's talk about actions. As a test administrator, finding your session is the most important task you'll need to perform. So I'll select Sessions for this demonstration. So that is under Testing. So I will select an action, Manage Sessions. Selecting a particular action from the drop-down menu brings you to the set of tasks related to the action you've chosen. This task screen looks the same for every action that you'd choose. It is divided into three main sections: a choose your task area, a search area to select the data you want to perform the task on, and a selection area that shows which data will be affected by the task. So here's a demonstration of how tasks, search, and selection work to find your sessions. Now, sessions follow the following format. At the secondary level, it is building, the park test, followed by course, followed by session. So for instance, at the high school level, I'll search for BHS, and you'll notice that the sessions, BHS, and then the park test of either Algebra 1, ELA, or geometry, followed by course, followed by section. At the elementary school level, or at the elementary level, it would be building, and then the park test, followed by homeroom. So an example at the elementary school level would be SFE-ELA05- and then a homeroom number would be a 5th grade ELA. For my demo section, I am going to scroll through the list and find BHS test. It's an Algebra 1 section. So I would select that. So now that I have my session, now I want to select my task. And then here, this area confirms that I have one session selected. And then I could click Start. And if there was anything I needed to change about my session, that's what I would be able to do here. And this also shows the assigned students that are assigned to my test session. And then I'm not going to change anything, but here I could click Exit Task. These blue little icons give you an insight into different details about the session. If you wanted to quickly look up something about that particular session. So now that you know how the search, the task, and the selection work, I'm going to focus on the site that test administrators will use the most, and that's students and sessions. So I'm going to go to Testing, Students and Sessions. To find my session, I would start typing in the name of my session until it appears in the list, and then I would select it. Now this is what Students in Sessions looks like for my particular test session. So I have the name of the session. This is green because the session has begun. This is usually a start, stop toggle button. I have already started the session, so mine is red. Yours should be green when you look at it for the first time. But this shows the list of students who are in my session, and I've taken the liberty of logging in and starting the assessment with a couple of students already. So those are green and active. This is a little key that explains what the different colors mean. Under Download Resources, this is where I can get my session seal codes. This is where I can get a schedule of the sessions for the particular assessment, the particular building. As you can see, my test session down here has started. And this is where you can also get the student testing tickets. And so this is the information that all of your students will need to log into the session. So their username and their password. By clicking on an active student here, you can see a student's progress. You can see that they have visited all of these particular questions. They've answered 2 of them. They've skipped a couple. So that just shows you some progress on the student. One of the issues that we found during the field test last year was students prematurely exiting or through a technical issue getting bounced out of the test. What would happen is their status would be listed as exited, and it would be the test administrator's responsibility to resume that student's test. So if this occurs, the procedure to do this would be find the student that has the exited test that needs to be resumed, put a check mark in the checkbox next to their name, go to select tasks, resume student tests, and then click start. And then here, you'd put a check mark next to their name again and click resume. And then their status would change from exited to resumed, and then you can exit the task. And then now they're ready to resume the test. I hope this video has been helpful for you in your role as test administrator.